Mr. Sudarsan, Pre-Sales Engineer, ManageEngine 24, Site24x7, to speak on the topic Observability, the key for financial and digital resilience. Mr. Sudarshan, please come on the stage.
Hi everyone. Very good afternoon. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone for the time here today. And myself, Sudarshan, I'm a pre-sales engineer from ManageEngine Site24x7. And I'm here to share my thoughts on why observability is a key for financial, BFSI, and digital resilience. So before starting with why observability is a key factor, so today we are here on a digital transformation event. So I just want to share some thoughts on the digital transformation. So to start with, since today we are here for the digital transformation event, I would like to start with how banking or BFSI is before digital transformation. So it was like completely traditional where we used to have all the records stored via papers and all the physical documents. And because of this digital transformation, all the BFSI transactions made simple. So all the BFSI transactions like sending money, you're receiving money, you're making all the transactions, updating information in the account or demographic updates, everything made even simpler and digitalized. So that made all the BFSI transactions simple, and that made most of the productivity increased for the banking customers or banking sector. And also we have the enhanced customer experience, which means instead of having a bunch of people standing in the bank to complete all the banking transactions, the digital transformation in BFSI made all the transactions even more simpler and effective. So that made a better end user experience, that saved a lot of time to all the banking customers, be it a cooperative bank or a large finance bank. And it does have open gates for multiple sector for fintech integrations, which means if I'm having a bank or if I'm from a bank and there's a customer who would like to perform multiple transactions like buying a loan or buying an insurance plan. So that both requires a set of demographic information from a specific person. So those informations can be easily obtained by having a fintech integration among multiple entities. Similarly, if a customer is trying to access any banking application, he would like to have a better end user experience. He would like to have a seamless transaction done from the beginning to the end. So that is the place where the customer had tend to have a better end user experience. So these are all the things which where the advantage of having a digital transformation in the BFSI sector. And when we have an advantage from the BFSI sector through digital transformation, it also have its own challenges or difficulties on how to meet all the market expectation when there is a competitive market, which starts with the digital transformation cost. So initially we used to have a traditional method of having the banking transactions done. Since we are completely transforming from a traditional way of having the transaction to digitalized, it has its own cost incurred. And we also have the technology complexity. So we should make sure that we choose the suitable technology which can actually help any banking entity to perform all the transactions seamlessly. And we should have the rapid technology case where, say, for example, if any new technology in the market is going to help us more effectively than the actual method we are currently using, the BFSI system should tend to adopt to that new technology effectively. And we also have the data privacy and compliance part where, say, for example, if I'm from a banking sector, it's completely like I should be adhering to all the security and compliances, even though if I'm implementing new technology to it. And we have the competitive pressure. Like, say, for example, if I'm from bank A and there's another person from bank B. So as a user, they tend to go for a banking nowadays, which have a seamless net banking operations or seamless net banking applications. So that's the competitive pressure we have in today's market. At the same time, how resilience, that's the sustainability of a digital system improve or affects the BFSI digital transformation. Say, for example, if any banking application is not meeting the customer's expectation, or if some customer is trying to apply for a credit card or trying to apply for a loan or trying to update any demographic information, and if the application is down, and if the application is not responding as expected or within the set of expected response time, then that's the place where the performance degradation comes into picture. So how do you make sure that your application, which has been completely used by multiple users across the globe or across India, is up and active? Just by having a complete observability over it. So how do you make sure the application is up and running? With the help of observability. And how observability is determined? With the help of traces, metrics, and logs. So these are the three pillars of observability. So with the help of observability, we'll be able to have a complete observability or visibility of end-to-end transactions of your application, starting from your website, your applications backend, and with your servers and your multi-cloud infrastructure till your app log management. So with Site24x7, you'll be able to have a one-stop single solution where you'll be able to have a complete observability of your multiple components. So as we had a couple of discussion before, one is from the Salesforce and another one is from the IBM, where they both stressed on having a better end user experience either through an API or having this integrated with multiple missions or multiple systems. And Salesforce is mainly focusing on how you can have the data or how we can add more value to those data. So with the help of Site24x7, an AI-based observability platform, we'll be able to collect those data from multiple IT infrastructure, like from your on-prem, from your cloud, from your servers, from your applications, from your front-end, back-end, and we'll be able to correlate everything into one single platform, and we'll be able to help you to have a better observability over your entire IT infrastructure. And that being said, Site24x7 works on multiple layers, starting from the end-user experience layer. Consider like we'll have a small use case here. So consider I'm a user who's trying to access any application or a banking application in the market from a cooperative bank. So what I will do is I'm trying to nowadays nobody's gonna go to any specific bank physically and they don't like to open an account from the bank. So they would like to have things done in online. So if something, say for example, if I'm a user, I'm trying to open an account with a small finance bank. So what I will do is I'll just go and look for an options or steps through which I'll be able to open an account from a banking application or a web page. So what I will do is I'll try to navigate to that application. I'll start accessing the web page. I'll create an account. So that's the place where the end user experience comes into picture, where your banking application is accessed via browser or tablets or mobile phone. So with the help of end user experience, you'll be able to identify either your application is up or down or it's running as expected. Similarly, we have the business transactions done when it is up and running, and we also have the application middleware. Say for example, with Site24x7 or with any observability platform, you'll be able to have a complete observability from your website and your application with your database, middleware, servers, multi-cloud infrastructure till your app log management. Be it if the Site24x7 is going to help you with monitoring all these aspects, you'll be able to have a better picture on where your application is lagging when it is accessed by a specific user from different location across India. Like say for example, if I am a user, I'm trying to access an application. So what I would do is I will access the application, and if it is down, I'll try to go for another application or another bank. So that's the place where the issue comes under. So how do an observability platform help you to identify those issues? With the help of observability. You just monitor those websites from the front end in real time from different locations, and you also monitor the applications availability in real time from different locations, and also you monitor the servers which are currently associated with those applications in real time. Similarly, you get the complete visibility. So with that, you will be able to identify the data points on where things went wrong, or what is the actual outage or root cause which affected your application's performance. Similarly, you have the dashboard with Site24x7. So that's going to help you to easily correlate and identify and detect the real-time issues. Consider if I am a bank and if my bank IT team or DevOps team is using Site24x7 to monitor the entire IT infrastructure, like their website, application, network devices, servers, multi-cloud infrastructure with one single console, what they'll be able to do is they'll be able to easily correlate the RCAs or the outages. Say for example, sometimes my server might be down, sometimes my application might be down, sometimes my website might not be accessible from different locations. So how do they correlate all these things from one single dashboard? Because having an application up and running in today's environment or today's digital transformation or digital era is the most important aspects of any business to keep on running in the competitive market. So with the help of dashboard, you will be able to identify outages, anomalies, and you will be able to detect them from one single from one single console, instead of navigating to multiple tools or multiple softwares. With this, you'll be able to identify things from one single console. And like I have a small business use case here, as we have been discussing so far. Consider there's a Zilker banking application which has been using Site24x7 for monitoring their applications, websites, database, their front end, back end, and their entire IT infrastructure. So what happened is there is a problem or a slowness in the application happened on a specific offer period or during some special promotion or campaign. So how do they identify that specific issue within a matter of seconds or with the help of their DevOps team by using Site24x7 as a use case, which we are going to see today. So what happened is that specific bank was using Site24x7 for all their, from all the monitoring aspects. Like they use Site24x7 website monitoring, application monitoring, server monitoring, multi-cloud monitoring, app log monitoring. So what happened is with the help of Site24x7, they will be able to see when website goes down, they'll be able to receive an alert. When the application goes down, they'll be able to receive an alert. When the server or multi-cloud goes down, they'll be able to receive an alert. So with the help of Site24x7, they added a web page speed browser, which will give them the actual load time of all the web page components from a real-time web browser. So with this, they have identified that there is a spike in load time for a specific image or a component from their web page. And what happened is they used the real user experience monitoring in Site24x7 to identify the actual root cause, where they'll be able to identify that the issue is not from the front end, the issue is not from the browser level, the issue is not from the ISP level, or the issue is not from the device level. So where does the issue comes from? If say, for example, if I'm a user, if I'm trying to access any application, and if that application is not letting me to complete a specific transaction, from the user perspective, so I'm going to just refresh the page. But from the DevOps perspective, from the development team or operation team perspective, they need to identify this issue and they need to fix it as a, right? So with the help of Site24x7 APM, they were able to identify multiple issues with a specific transaction. So what happened is with the APM monitoring, they have integrated their web application to Site24x7 for monitoring. With that, they were able to identify a specific transaction was taking nearly 14.6 seconds, which means if I'm a user, I'm trying to access any application or a web page is taking more than 14 seconds to load. So I'm not going to stay in the same application or same web page forever. I'll just close it and I'll try to refresh or I'll go for another application to complete the transaction digitally. So that's the place where the revenue will be affected, because in today's competitive market, everything is online. And post-COVID, like everything turns to be digitalized. So if some application is not actually solving the purpose, users are going to look for another application which might help them to complete the transaction seamlessly. So with the help of Site24x7 APM, they were able to identify the actual issues with a specific transaction, and they were able to optimize it from 14 seconds to 811 milliseconds, which means that the actual transaction time expected. With that, they were able to fix the issue with the help of RCA provided from Site24x7, and they were able to provide a better end user experience to all the users who are accessing their web application. From there, their customer experience has been enhanced, which means let me just show you another real-time example with the help of a dashboard. So with the dashboard, consider I'm monitoring my website, I'm monitoring my application. I'm from a banking sector. For me, the uptime of my application is more important. And with the help of based on the RBI guidelines, there are so many things which needs to be adhered to the uptime of an application, servers uptime, DBs uptime, and all the performance degradation needs to be noted and needs to be fixed as and when it occurs. So consider I'm monitoring my applications, front end, back end, server, middleware, multi-cloud, and network with the help of Site24x7. So with the dashboard, you'll be able to easily correlate to which specific website or which specific instance is down, why my application is taking more time to respond. So if say, for example, there's a sudden spike in CPU more than 75%, so how that is affecting my website's availability or uptime. So those things can be easily identified with the help of having an observability. So that's the place where Site24x7 comes into picture, and we help you with the monitoring of all your resources from one single dashboard. Because with the BFSI, so they have their own compliances, they have their own security concerns. But Site24x7, adhering to all the compliances and security reasons, we will be able to help you to have a complete visibility of your IT infrastructures, performance, downtimes, uptimes, and outages. And we also provide the RCA. That being said, so we help, or Site24x7 has been used by 13,000 plus customers across the globe. So it starts with HDFC, GoDaddy, Paytm, and we have multiple BFSI industries or entities using Site24x7. And these are all the verticals where Site24x7 has been extensively used. So we have been used from all the verticals, be it manufacturing industry or banking sector, financial environments, education environments, healthcare. So we are a platform which can be integrated with any of your environment, be it hybrid, on cloud or multi-cloud, on-prem, or if you are a data center, like if you are from multiple small finance banks or cooperative banks have their application hosted through via service providers. We also help you to monitor those servers for your entire infrastructure if it is hosted by a service provider. And you can also reach out to us via this contact information, and we also have a dedicated booth in the event. You can also reach out to us for any questions or concerns. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
We would like to felicitate Mr. Sudarsan. Thank you for the insightful presentation.